Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. So this is a video I didn't really plan on making. I usually plan my videos on a calendar 2 months in advance. I always have 2 months done, but this is a video I felt like I had to make because one of my strongest opinions is maybe changing. If you're familiar with my videos, you'll be familiar with titles like why I stopped using The Ordinary over hyped products. That usually included The Ordinary. And my opinion on The Ordinary changed from kind of positive to not negative, but indifferent, I guess you can say. And I actually stopped using products from The Ordinary altogether. The Ordinary make very good skincare. They did an amazing job at really piquing people's interest in skincare, helping people understand what was in their products, understanding what active ingredients were, making people interested in what goes into a product. Sometimes I feel like that also maybe backfired on the brand. It got to the point where everybody felt a little bit overwhelmed. People became obsessed with owning every serum, knowing what every active was. Oh, do I need that active? I'll buy that active. And people ended up having a routine that was filled with like 5 to 6 different treatments, because they felt like they kind of needed everything. So much so that people started making videos about what ingredients you should and shouldn't use together, usually with The Ordinary in the title. Is that a uniquely The Ordinary issue? No, but I would say because of their popularity, they were the first to make such popular single ingredient style serums. Now, every single brand has their own version of The Ordinary's niacinamide and hyaluronic acid, for example. Their own peeling solutions, We all ruined our skin barriers. I also feel like people aren't that interested in single ingredient products anymore. People like a whole roundly formulated, I don't know the correct term, but instead of using 3 different serums, people want one serum nowadays that kind of does it all. And that's why I personally really lost interest. The damage I did to my skin barrier as well. I'm all about healing and gentle actives now. And I've been very vocal about this. And I slated a lot of their newer launches. But what I will say is that the Ordinary PR team have been amazing. When I made a video a couple of years back insulting a lot of their products and saying why I don't use their products anymore, they actually reached out to me and sent me some products that they think I would love to use instead of the ones I shat on in that video. They've been very gracious. Every time I insult their product, I've not been kicked off the PR list. I've received every newest launch. And, from a behind the scenes kind of aspect, the PR people that work with The Ordinary, they have The Ordinary in their email signature, are some of the best I think I've ever had contact with. I've never worked with them, but I've ever had contact with. They're not a brand who wants to insult them. That's it. You're kicked off. They don't want to learn from it. They don't want to take on feedback from people. They've been amazing, and this is a big but now, I don't know what's going on over there. Some of their newest launches have kind of converted me back to checking the website, making sure I haven't missed something, checking back through my drawers, making sure there isn't something they sent me that I just kind of shoved in a drawer never to look at again, because these are products I would happily repurchase over and over and over. They're releasing some good shit. And I want to start off with one of my favorites. Where is it? Here we go. This is the Natural Moisturizing Factors plus Beta Glucan. I have to share this one first because when I first used this, I gasped, and I don't know what it was about the sound of this product, but something changed and I had to open it and try it. The moment this moisturizer hit my skin, I knew I was gonna love it. It's like instantly cooling, it's quenching, it's so quenching. It's not just hydrating, you feel quenched. So they say through the little description thing they sent me that this is a lightweight gel moisturizer designed to provide all-day hydration after just one application. It's formulated with natural moisturizing factors, beta-glucan, and ceramides, and works to help strengthen the skin barrier. They say it's for all skin types, including sensitive skin, and due to its lightweight gel texture, may be especially suited for oily and combination skin. And yes, that beta-glucan, it's got allantoin in as well, is incredibly soothing. So soothing. We have glycerin, sodium hyaluronate. It's just so soothing and hydrating, instantly hydrating. They do say it's for all skin types, but I would say very, very dry skin will struggle with this. I don't think it's enough for very dry skin. It might be nice to give you a dose of hydration and then use a moisturizer over the top, almost using this like a serum. But for oily combination skin, it's perfect. Come summer and the hotter weather, when I'm going to be layering up sunscreen over a moisturizer, this is the kind of moisturizer I want. It's cooling, it's lightweight, it's a jelly, watery texture that just sinks into my skin without leaving my skin feeling tight and desperate for more, Not so much an evening moisturizer for me, but definitely a nice morning moisturizer. Okay, I am going in favorite order now. So the next one is this one. This is the Glycolipid Cream Cleanser. This is an extremely gentle non-foaming cream cleanser. Do you know what? It kind of reminds me of like Pond's cold cream texture, but less like moisturizing feel. You know, that almost felt like you were just pushing a moisturizer around your face. This feels like you're pushing a like a gel cream. They say it can remove makeup, but then I've seen comments on their Instagram saying it doesn't remove sunscreen. But I can't say I've tried it for myself with makeup. For sunscreen I have, and it's been fine. I thought it was really nice. Like, I spend a fair time massaging this in. Again, a really nice product to use. It feels expensive. It feels really luxury. You apply it onto dry skin like a first cleanse kind of stage, gently rub it around, and then it rinses away really easy, or you can wipe it away with a cloth. I would recommend that for makeup and sunscreen, but honestly, it's just such a nice, gentle cleanser. I recently had a sponsored video with Lagom, and they do that morning cleanser, like the micellar morning cleanser, and this reminds me of that. Like, it's such a gentle morning cleanse that even if you have dry skin, it's not gonna irritate your skin or dry you out any further. In summer, when we wake up maybe a bit oily and sweatier than usual, for me, it's important to have a cleanse in the morning, and a gentle cleanse like this is perfect. In winter, when we use those constant, like, heavier products, night creams, all that kind of stuff, and then we can wake up with a bit of a film on our face, I like to wash that away still. But a gentle cleanse, like a micellar water usually, or something like this, is perfect for that. So they say that this formulation uses a plant-derived glycolipid cleansing agent that cleanses the skin whilst respecting the skin's barrier to maintain hydration. Additionally, this cleanser is formulated to be non-stripping and respect the skin's natural pH. So to put it super simply, according to Wikipedia, glycolipids are lipids with carbohydrate attached by a glucoside bond. Literally no idea what that means, but it basically means it's super gentle and respects your skin barrier, which sounds good to me for a cleanse. So yeah, I love this. I love this so much. I've actually been reaching for this as my go-to first and second cleanse. I would love to see someone who uses makeup use this. Now, get ready for probably the most unscientific, boring review of your life. Okay, so the Aloe 2% plus NAG 2% solution, I talked about this in a previous video, and I was neither here nor there about it. So they say that this is a lightweight, soothing serum formulated for blemish-prone skin. It reduces the appearance of post-acne marks through the inclusion of ingredients that target the look and feel of both uneven skin tone and texture, while also helping to reduce the appearance of pores and strengthen the skin barrier. So the aloe leaf juice is in there for hydration, and this NAG, which is N-acetylglucosamine, they say is a biotechnology-derived ingredient that has been shown to effectively target the appearance of uneven skin tone, as well as targeting textual irregularities while offering effective barrier support. So here's my shit review. When I first got this, as I said, I was neither impressed or unimpressed, so I stopped using other serums and just stuck to this one for a little bit, alongside my regular routine, exfoliation once a week, and the new cleansers and moisturizers. And I noticed after a few weeks, my skin was looking nice. Like nice. Like every time I look in the mirror, I'd be like, oh, like my skin looks nice. Do you know what I mean? Like, this serum makes my skin look nice. My texture is good. Tone is pretty much good. I don't struggle with skin tone as much anymore. A little bit of irritation from products that I try. My hydration feels good. Moisture level's good. Obviously, that's probably from other bits of my routine. But for a solid 2 weeks now, I've been looking in the mirror and being like, my skin looks good today. Like, my skin looks nice today. And like, my skin isn't bad, but there's always like, you know, a bit of texture that I wish was less, and a bit of redness and irritation from using other products. But I've just been looking at it thinking, oh, my skin looks good. So boring. It's so boring, but I do put it down to this serum. I believe the serum ticks all the visual boxes. You know, you can see texture as well, but also that feeling of texture is lessened. Things like sensitivity. I don't have too much texture, but I do on my nose especially, and I felt like that's been a lot smoother recently. My oiliest part has been a lot smoother, and I'm just going to keep using it. I will continue to use it if I find it. If not, I will happily buy another one and use it up, then report back to you after I've emptied the bottle how I feel about this product. But for me, nice. I like how it makes my skin look and how my skin behaves. Now, this one's a little bit different because I don't love this one, but my skin does. And I'll tell you what I mean. So this is the natural moisturizing factors plus phytoceramides. I do not like the original moisturizing factors with hyaluronic acid. I haven't used it for 5 years, bearing in mind, so it may have been reformulated since, but I don't know, it just didn't play with my skin or other products. Like, I'd put it on my skin and it would just roll around. Like, it took forever to try and massage this into my skin. And some bits, it just wouldn't enter my skin. Like, it wouldn't rub in like a moisturizer. It would just clump up, roll around. It was like rolling a bit of blue tack around on my face. Like, it's like, why is it not going anywhere? So after using this though, I was like, let me give this a go. This is much thicker than obviously the beta glucan moisturizer is your natural moisturizing factors. Feels a little bit more like a moisturizer, like a thicker moisturizer, but with like a creamier slip. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, when you have a thick moisturizer, it takes a little while to work in, which is fine. But this one just has a bit more of a slip to it that feels nice and smooth on the skin. It leaves a little bit of a film on the skin, nothing sticky, nothing that I go to bed and lay my head on my pillow with and think, oh, that's too much, but just enough to make me use it in the morning, in the evening, and wake up and my skin feels good still. Like everything feels locked in. I still feel hydrated and moisturized. Way too much for me in the morning as someone with oily skin, but if you're super dry, this is gonna be a nice one, I feel, to keep you nicely moisturized throughout the day. So they say that this one is formulated with nearly 4 times more moisturizing emollients and 2 times more humectants than our natural moisturizing factors plus HA. So it's much richer. But they say it immediately boosts the skin's hydration by 68%, which you can feel. It feels nice on the skin and you end up looking very, very plump. I don't know about the whole 68% thing. But phytoceramides are plant-derived ceramides or synthetic ceramides created in a lab, or equating to thicker looking skin and a well-protected barrier. It does feel like a traditional ceramide cream, so think CeraVe, but with a lighter, more elegant formulation. My skin has been enjoying it a lot. When I'm using it in the evening, I'm like, oh, this is a little bit too thick for me, but I've been using it still because I wake up feeling nice and looking nice. You know? That's not to say that I don't do a morning routine. It's just nice to know that when there's some dewiness still on my skin, that my hydration and moisture is there and transepidermal water loss hasn't been rampant throughout the night. Okay, I've left this one for last, not because it's not my favorite, but it's a very good basic that I don't think, I'm not wholly impressed by, but it's nice. This is the Glucoside Foaming Cleanser, because honestly, it's everything you'd want and expect from a modern day cleanser. There's no reason why a cleanser nowadays should dry out your skin, but this one in particular is extremely non-drying. So yeah, whilst it's not offering anything new or special compared to a lot of foaming, non-drying stripping cleansers on the market, this is a really good, affordable, everyone can get their hands on it. Accessible. This is really affordable and accessible. This is available everywhere. So they say the Glucoside Foaming Cleanser is a gel-like foaming cleanser that effectively helps remove dirt and environmental impurities. The formulation helps maintain the skin's moisture barrier while also improving the look of skin clarity, skin texture, radiance, and suppleness with continued use. Formulated and clinically proven to be suitable for babies, Glucoside Foaming Cleanser respects the barrier of even the most delicate skin. Question, how often do you bath a baby? Like, do babies... Like, how often, do you cleanse their face with a cleanser? Or do they just need water? I don't know about babies, but I've seen a lot of skincare brands being like, you could use this on your baby. I'm like, do you need to? Let me know if you have babies or have a baby experience. I will say that Ordinary aren't great at describing their key ingredients. Like, I just want them to go a little bit deeper. Like, they didn't explain. So, for example, I'm looking at the ingredients list. The 2 key surfactants, decylglucoside and cocoa glucoside, are vegetable-derived surfactants. So they're very gentle on the skin, and that's why they're pretty much non-drying. And I wish they just say that's impressive, right? That's interesting. I wish they say it, just a little bit more information. But yeah, nicely foaming. It would be very nice after a long day of constant sunscreen application after your, first cleanse. Go in with that one. Again, they say not for sunscreen, but it's been great for my skin with sunscreen. If you're oily, it's nice to have a foaming cleanser that isn't going to strip you again. I really do feel like this is a great cleanser for everybody. Again, I wouldn't rush out and buy it, but if you see it, I would pick it up. If you're after a nice foaming gentle cleanser, it's a really nice option, and they're easily accessible. So yeah, I'm really impressed and into a lot of their newness. And like I said, it makes me kind of want to go back and check I haven't missed anything, because for a long time, I kind of put the Ordinary to one side and was kind of over it. And, they were trending for such a long time and very, very popular. But now I'm like, okay, I'm happy to repurchase these myself. Not repurchase because I didn't buy, these are all gifted, but I'm happy to go out and spend my own money on these because I really, really, really like them. Let me know if you tried any of these and your general feelings towards the Ordinary actually in the comments down below. Let's have a discussion. You can watch some more product reviews here, some general light entertainment here, and I'll see you over there.